Downtown violence disrupting a homeless encampment near City Hall this morning. What St. Louis leaders are doing in response.
And did you see it? If you didn't, we may have another shot tonight.
Sometimes children get involved in things that mom and dad can't control.
A Hazelwood teenager accused of severely beating a classmate facing calls to stand trial as an adult. We'll break down the level of punishment she could face. Today in St. Louis, Weekend Edition starts right now.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Well, if you're up with us, St. Louis, break out your bagpipes, kilts, and maybe even a bite of haggis. You're waking up to a live look at Schroeder Park in Manchester, where right now the 2024 St. Louis Scottish Arms Games have begun. Take a look there. They're all in their kilts. They're getting that finish line and start line ready to go. We'll have more on that and what you can expect out there in just a little bit. But first, good morning to you. It is Saturday, May 11th. I'm Travis Cummings.
I was looking for Mark Maxwell in that crowd. He has been known to parade around in his kilt, and he is Scottish. Yes. So he's our political editor, no doubt. He should be out there today if he isn't.
That's his people.
It is. It is. All right, well, I'm Tracy Hinson. Mercedes McKay does have the weekend off. We'll miss her. I didn't know she was off tomorrow.
I know, I didn't know. I texted her this morning. I'm like, what are we wearing today? What? But yes, we had a bright night.
Oh, yes, we did. It was stunning outside. Let me show you this view of, this is from O'Fallon, Missouri, of the Aurora Borealis that made its way down to us here. Now, this is the Gusfeld family. I really like this picture, though, because it kind of shows you a more realistic view of what to expect. When you're looking up at the night sky tonight, we do have another chance at seeing it. It does look like the forecast will be mostly clear. What you're going to see out there is almost like blurred lights, though. You may see a few pillars. I saw a few pillars last night, some dancing around. My area has dark sky. But if you're in some more city areas, this is what you're going to see kind of with that blurred view. So it's not going to be some of the images you see on your phone. Your phone has a longer exposure. So by all means, get outside and take a picture with your phone. Your phone's probably going to show you something cooler than what your eyes are going to see. Mostly clear tonight, so that's some good news. So another great view if we get that activity again tonight, which we are forecasted to. 55 degrees for us tonight. Winds are nice and light. Our sunset is at 8:04. Last night I went out around 9:30 to 10 o'clock, and I could see that view great.
All right, Tracy, thank you for that first look. This morning, St. Louis aldermen are emphasizing professional, mental, and medical personnel. It comes on the heels of a deadly downtown shooting involving a police officer. It happened just steps away from City Hall yesterday morning, right next to a homeless encampment. Our Annie Krall shows us what's become of that encampment and how city leaders are responding to the shooting.
On his way to work downtown, Aaron Laxton was sitting in his car around 7:30 Friday morning when he heard the sound of gunshots, also captured on his car's dash cam. Turning the corner onto 14th Street, he called 911.
City of St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, 911, Brittany.
Yeah, there's someone shooting. Someone just shot about like 20 shots down by City Hall.
That's when I pulled around and saw one of the individuals laying in the street.
After this shooting, Mayor Tashara Jones's office released a statement that safety was their top priority.
Gun violence happens everywhere throughout St. Louis, and that's why it's a citywide problem. It's a regional problem, not just certain pockets of the city.
Since it happened at the intersection of Market and 14th Street, where a large homeless encampment has been, people will no longer be allowed to congregate near City Hall. But as of Friday evening, the encampment didn't go far. It's moved across the street. 14th Ward Alderman Rasheen Aldridge supports having more homeless encampments throughout St. Louis.
Making sure that these encampments that are popping up, once they get too far gone, like how do we protect the area? But at the same time, putting up the barricades only just move our unhoused to another location. It's not really figuring out the solution. It's just moving them to another place in another spot.
In the last year, fellow St. Louis Alderman Joseph Vollmer says shootings and encampments like these in the heart of downtown are wearing on tourism opportunities.
I believe the Stiefel Center had a graduation ceremony. How do you think those folks, This is one of the highlights of your life, and you're coming down to a scene where someone was killed just hours before. It's unfortunate.
Annie Crawl, 5 on your side.
This morning, St. Louis police are looking for the gunman in a fatal shooting on the city's north side. Police were called to North Garrison near Hebert, that's in the Jeff Vanderloo neighborhood, just after 4 yesterday afternoon. A man was found shot in the abdomen and he died at the scene. There have not been any arrests so far. This is the city's 61st homicide this year. This morning, a court officer says the 15-year-old Hazelwood student accused of severely beating her classmate should not stand trial as an adult. 5 on Your Side has been following this story for months now. A juvenile court officer says that teenager should not be tried as an adult again. The victim, 16-year-old Kaylee Gain, has been recovering with traumatic brain injury since early March. Our Christine Byers was in the courtroom for that hearing. She explains why the recommendation comes as no surprise to many legal experts.
Cell phone video of the March 8th attack went viral, prompting politicians and people across the country to call for Maurice DeClue to be charged as an adult.
When you have teens who should know better, who do know better, and they're committing adult crimes, there needs to be adult punishment.
But DeClue's attorney Greg Smith says juvenile authorities base decisions on whether to certify a minor as an adult on a juvenile's character and history, not just the act committed by a person with a juvenile brain.
Sometimes children get involved in things that mom and dad can't control. That's why we have juvenile courts, and that's why she should stay in juvenile court.
The deputy juvenile officer in charge of the investigation said in court today that her main reason for recommending DeClue remain in the juvenile system is because DeClue has no history of violence. In court today, the officer confirmed the police report showed Kaylee Gain threw the first punch before DeClue critically injured her. The judge denied the motion to have her sent home on house arrest, so she will remain in juvenile detention until further notice. During the hearing, DeClue's Spanish teacher and mother testified in her defense. DeClue wept as her mother tearfully told the judge her daughter never intended to hurt Kaylee as bad as she did and prayed for her recovery. Kaylee Gain's family attorney Brian Kammerer read the family's victim impact statement to reporters.
A terrible choice was made by 2 teenage girls to solve their issues through violence. This caused one of them to go too far with her bare hands in a concrete road.
Christine Byers, 5 on Your Side.
The judge says he'll rule on whether DeClue should be certified as an adult in the coming weeks.